Okay, for those of you who are following me on the MCCUK, the journey of making a 1/12 scale Routemaster from Hachette into an open top Routemaster like this one. I am outside currently and I'm going to be cutting some frames. So I think you saw me mark some of these bits and pieces off alive last Tuesday with the MCCUK. So I've been marking out which ones I'm going to keep, which ones I'm going to cut, and I've just cut this one and just quickly showing you what I'm doing. So there's the side frame, and I've cut the windows off, and you can see there's a little lip here. Well, that lip's got to be ground down, so I've got to ground them down. So there's the other side frame, you see. There's the top that's been cut off, that one. And you just got to cut these off across here, and they will make the framework that goes behind these ones on the model here. Obviously this is the smaller 1/76 scale one, not the 1/12. So I'm using my grinder, being a bit brutal but very carefully. So a cutting disc, or slitting disc as it's known in the trade, slitting disc of 1mm thick, onto your grinder, grind the bits of metal off, and then later on they can be sanded down using these sanding discs. It's like a grinding disc, but they're a bit kinder than a grinding disc, and then by hand with one of these, so just to take the rough off, and then they can be finished off inside with a little bit of sandpaper. So out here I've got the plastic frames as well, so you can probably see the plastic frames, and I've marked them for cutting. So we've got little crosses, these bits want cutting out, do that bit, and then this bit here wants keeping. This is the front one, so, and then the rear frame will go, sorry, the rear window frame will go in there, which is here. Let's get the right one, shall I? Whether it really matters. Yeah, there we are. There's the right one. So this is the rear window frame. So and where I've marked here keep. So this is the rear window frame I'll be cutting out, and that'll be going there. The front window frame will go here, and that makes up then the this part of the open topper. So the two front windows here. I think if you remember, I don't have to do anything with the front windows at all on the destination, because that can stay as it is, but the back has to be all cut and shaped for the back. So, and then of course I've got the seats to do at a different date. So yeah, there's a lot to it to make one of these into an open topper, but it can be quite easily done. So as long as you take your time and you've got a little grinder, and you're willing to sand off all your sharp metal and what have you, and you're willing to do a bit of scratch building. So anyway, thought you'd enjoy that. Just an add-on to my MCCUK. So what I'm doing in between each MCCUK, working on this model. Okay, so hope you've enjoyed that, and I'll catch you all later. Ta-ta for now. Okay, so after a little bit of cutting and grinding, I've got the bits done. So here we are, the plastic bits of course. So all the window frames have been cut off, each one, apart from the front and the other side front, because obviously we need them. So, and then that's actually the wrong way around, but never mind. Just put it somewhere near, and then you'll get the idea. So that will go something like that, and then this other one across here will go something like that, with a window in there and a window in there. So that's the plastic side frames. So then we've got onto the metal side frames. Well, this is what we've done here. We've cut out this square window here and put this back window in just there, and that'll go in there. And then the other side one is exactly the same. It goes in there just like that. You cut them out gently, of course, and that gives you your front 2 windows up a deck like that, so each side. So then we've done all the rest of the sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Ran out of tea as well, so I'm going to go in a minute. So that's the bits I've cut off. They're all going in the scrap bin. And then this is the rear. Okay, a lot of people said when we was doing the live stream, how am I going to cut the rear? Well, simply I'm going to get my cutter to it and zip, cut it across, and just sand it into shape. So that's all I've done. So anyway, that will be obviously the end bit where the emergency window is there at the top there. Look, there we go. So that's all them bits all cut. They all need preparing now, and then I need to get my glue out and glue them together, and then put them on the model. So it's a ta-ra from me, and it's a ta-ta from my cat, Rusty. Here we are. So he's waving at you, look. There you go. So, right, okay. See you later. Okay, so I'm back inside now, and I'm going to show you how this goes together. So if you remember earlier, I was cutting bits and pieces of this Hachette model to make an open top bus. So open top bus will look something like that, all being well. So in London Transport Scheme, etc. So yeah, we've got I've mocked it up here. So we've got the side frame here with the 2 front windows, and the bottom frame here that I cut earlier, and then the behind there, you see I've just put some tape on to hold it together, but behind there there's the plastic frame which I also cut as well. So this is the plastic frame behind here. So of course it's not glued yet, so let's just put that back on there. I'll just show you where it goes. It doesn't matter at the minute. So anyway, that's what the shape will be there at the front, and we've hopefully managed to sort that out pretty good. There's be a little bit more to do, little bits to chop off and shape and everything, and glue, because that frame's got to be glued in. So, and then what I did is chop the other window frames off the frame here, right to the back, and then I've left the plastic here because what I want to do is shape this to be the same as this back here, so we can incorporate the emergency window of the bus. And so what I'm going to do is use the original frame. So the original framework will go back here, and you can see I've just taped it on for the time being. And then I think you saw me cutting the roof panel, the rear roof panel. So we've got that cut, and it'll go. Sorry, I'm trying to do this blind because I'm trying to hold onto the camera and everything else. So that'll go on there, and then I've got a little bit more shaping to do on that side. But yeah, that'll go well, will that? So, and then I can get the emergency window back in it as well. So that's the back sorted out. Whoops a daisy, it's all falling to bits now. So, and this is the other frame, of course, so which I've temporarily just put together on the table here, so you can see how it's going to go. So, and that will be the way that I make this open top bus. So, and I'm going to have some figures on it. I'm going to paint the seats, because the seats at the minute are maquette, and they want to be painted like in a leather paint, which like that, more like that red on the corner there, because obviously you wouldn't have a maquette seat, which is a cloth seat upstairs open to the elements. So anyway, I'll be doing that at some point. Now I've got all the figures removed and everything. So at the front, I don't have to do anything with it. The metal frame, I think I told you that before. But other than that, it's coming along nicely. Yeah, spending quite a few moments fiddling a few things out on it, because obviously there's, you know, one or two things that I've got to sort out, but it will look good in the end. So anyway, that's as far as we're going to go for now. Catch you all later on the MCCUK.